Hello, everyone. It's me again from behind the wall. I just wanted to come on for a little bit just to share something that to encourage somebody, hopefully, and to build somebody up in their mind and their spirit. A couple of weeks ago, I was scrolling through my Facebook page and kind of noticing some of the things that people were posting, and I saw different things. I saw announcements of graduations. I saw other things, congratulation things for people's birthday announcements and anniversaries. And then I saw some things where people had, experienced where loved ones had passed away. And what really stood out to me was the fact of one of my dear friends whose child, who had a child pass away, her post. And it was the post the day after, his memorial service. And what came to me was about the morning after an experience. Now, I'm not trying to sound cliche-ish, cliche-ish, and trying to be cute and all of that kind of stuff. I know there's a morning after pill, and but this came to me as a result of that situation. We know the morning after pill is the plan B. If a woman has unprotected sex, she can, you know, whether willingly or unwillingly, because sometimes people are violated, and I understand that. But the morning after pill, if done right, it's supposed to nullify, if there's a pregnancy there. So, but that's not what I was thinking about when this came to me. I looked at that post, and what she posted was beautiful, but it was the morning after. And I wanted to think about, share with you, sometimes we have the morning after a death, the morning after a divorce, the morning after an unfavorable medical prognosis, the morning after a graduation, like I said, and a marriage and anniversary, a bad breakup, a family feud, the morning after someone has been sentenced in the legal system to go to jail or prison. And those morning afters can be hard as well, especially if the person was just wasn't rightfully convicted. So it's all kinds of morning afters, the morning after starting a new job and things like that. So it can be both positive and negative. So when I was thinking about it, I thought about how do we handle the morning after? Even a life-altering experience such as death, or a life-altering experience, you got a promotion, you have to relocate. How do we handle those things? So it can be positive or negative morning after experiences. But we know the morning after, many times it comes. The reality of what happens sometimes doesn't click until the morning after. So how do we deal with those things? And I want to, if you allow me to encourage you, that give yourself permission and time to deal with the morning after the way you need to, however you need to deal with that morning after. If that means you just take a day for yourself and you think about things and you process things, you give yourself permission. Even if people don't want to do it, you give yourself permission to do that, because the morning after, what I discovered, can be the mornings after. The morning after yesterday morning, or what have you. So it can go on. And you need to allow yourself the opportunity to to emotionally understand whatever experience it was, whether it was a good one or a bad morning after experience. So, because it can begin to feel like that movie Groundhog Day, where it looks like, I just went through this yesterday. Didn't that happen yesterday? It did. Wasn't I an emotional a wreck, if you allow me to say that, yesterday? And you're that way today. But it's okay. Allow yourself time to grieve, to rejoice. If it's a great morning after, allow yourself that opportunity, because it's about you and your psyche and being good for yourself so that you can move forward how you need to. I want to share something and be very transparent in this situation, and maybe this can help you understand how the morning after can turn into the mornings after. And there's no plan. That's not the morning after where there's a plan B, something that just magically can happen or you can do sometimes that will take it away and let you be able to go with a clean slate or with, in peace so quickly. So in 2009, my mother passed away. Actually, Thanksgiving night, 2009. And we'd had Thanksgiving dinner and we'd gone to see her earlier. But my sister ended up staying there with her. And let me back up. Prior to that happening, that Monday or Tuesday, we had taken her, and because her cancer had gotten so far advanced, it started affecting her bones. So she ended up with a broken bone here, and we couldn't understand until they told us how the cancer, had spread and everything like that. Her pelvic, she gotten where she couldn't walk because the bone was really just had deteriorated from the cancer. So anyway, that last time we took her, I remember the doctor saying to us that it was too far advanced and that we really needed to ease her pain and get her out of that pain. And he gave us the suggestions, and it was hospice. I never experienced hospice before, and I didn't know anything about it. So my sisters and I, who were here in Dallas with her, Mama was here with us, we ended up saying, okay, we'll go ahead and do it. Later on, they took us in a room. We signed the paper. It was another family there, somebody there to witness, and I think it was family members who were possibly going through the same thing. I don't think it could be a medical staff person. So if I remember correctly, that's what it was. So we signed and everything. And then a little later, a day, maybe the next day, my niece came to us and she said, did y'all know that Mama's gonna, they said it would be within 5 days she would be gone, and I was like, 5 days? And in my mind, I never really processed. I never processed that that's the way it was going to be. So immediately in my mind, before the morning after started then, because I started feeling really guilty. I don't know if I even told my brothers and my sisters how I felt after signing the papers, and I'm like, oh God, maybe I shouldn't have. I started just thinking all these things. But anyway, how the morning afters can turn into the mornings after. It was, so Mother died 8:45 Thursday night, Thanksgiving. Sharon was there, and I remember we went there, my other sister and I, and maybe some of the kids, the grandkids, and I remember seeing the one tear come down her eye. So here it is. Let's fast forward to 2022. What is today's date? The 17th, what have you, of June. I had a morning after experience. Now that's been 12 years ago, 13 plus, 12, 13 years ago. And I had a morning after experience because I was out running and doing my exercise and stuff. And the song came on that we used for her memorial and the video and all of that. Mary, Mary, I cried my last tear. So my mind went back and I started thinking, and the hurt and the pain and even the guilt that I felt for having even, saying, giving the okay. And even though my sisters were with me, but they kind of, looked at me, and then we, made a decision. But the morning after came in 2022, years after Mother passed, almost 13 years ago now. In 2013, I was overseas, 8,000 miles away, 4 years after she passed. Exactly 4 years after she passed, because it was on Thanksgiving. I had a morning after experience. And I didn't participate. And Reva and Sonny and Delana and them, they're watching this. They'll remember I didn't go to the Thanksgiving thing. I was just in a funk. I was in a slump because I was having a morning after experience 4 years after the day Mother passed. So what I'm saying is sometimes it may take some time. And then you get through it. I went on after the song went off, and, and I dealt with that. But there are things that can trigger mornings after, and then you can if you can kind of choose how you deal with it. And and I felt the grief there. And I remember, not even if I'm not mistaken, I don't think I told my sisters and brothers, but I told my good friend Linda. And then a few years later, her mother passed, and she had some of the same experiences that I did, with a little bit of guilt. And I guess that's a part of it. But I just want to say to somebody that the morning after can appear to be long, but you need to take your time to heal, go through that process. And when the morning come up 4 years later, you're stronger. You've given yourself time to heal, so you're stronger. And so I was able to, okay, that song is off. It brought up some things, and I can run on through, and get through what I'm doing. But it will happen. Initially, it's strong, and it comes frequently. But as time goes on, and as you begin to process and see, my mother was suffering. So that's all I can lean back on. She was suffering. And so just be encouraged today. Whatever your morning after experience is, I will say this too. Some morning after experiences can put some smiles on your face, because I've had that as well. I've had one last year. And every time I think about it, well, not every time, but there have been times I've been riding and driving in my car, and I thought about it, and I was like, thank you, Lord. I mean, I've had a smile on my face walking in this house and doing things and piddling around outside and at work. And the thought comes, thank you, because the morning after wasn't bad. It was for my good. The morning after really brought me some joy. So after a marriage or after a graduation, after somebody starts college, it can be a positive thing. It can be a good thing, the morning after. But there are some morning afters. There are some that bring some real hard and heavy hits to your heart, and it seems like you're not going to make it, but you will. Give yourself permission to grieve, to cry, to do whatever you need to do to get through your mornings, because they may show back up 13 years later for whatever. So we don't know what the triggers are. And I'm thankful, because I know that it's for our good. It's for our making. Everything that we've gone through, that it will work out for some good somehow. So be encouraged today. Know that I love you, and I want you to love yourself. Love yourself enough, in this case, to give yourself permission to heal and take as long as you need, so that you can love someone else and be able to you'll be able to help and encourage somebody else when they go through their morning after or their mornings after. So be encouraged today. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. I try to stay out of this Texas heat, and I think Louisiana getting a swarm of heat also, a heat wave. So be careful, drink plenty of water, and I will be back soon. Hopefully I've said something that can encourage you and build you up in your emotions and in your mind. Take care. Love you.